There's one house party we went to. This guy, he had his rope bunny there. He tied her up, and she was completely nude. And then he got a permanent marker, and it just said free use. And so she was free use, and she ended up losing her voice, not from screaming no, but from screaming in pleasure and delight. And she lost track of all of her different organs and everything else. But yeah, and he had her tied up into like a position where she's again, free use for a good 90 minutes. And when I asked her afterwards, she was like, "It was the most fantastic thing I've ever done in my life."
So Matica is a training. It's an organization here in California. And they have a very body-based approach to coaching. There's something that they call the relationship lab. So the idea is that it's not this sort of talk therapy where it's all one way, just like the client sitting there going through all of their stuff and you're just quietly supporting them. It's supposed to be more engaging and more personal, so you really are developing skills. So whether that's communication, learning to touch, learning how to touch with escalation, so you're handling consent properly.
I'm in a Telegram group, and there's this event this weekend over in the Bay Area, and it's a couples only event, and it's tantric or touch type of thing that they're doing, and it's just a bunch of pillows, people cuddling and everything else, and then there's like a play afterwards and stuff like that. But anyway, a lot of guys last minute, oh, my partner's sick and I'm this and that, and so all these people are like, oh, is there a woman out here, your ticket's for free, it's on me. And so I'm seeing this and I'm like, there's no way your partner's sick, buddy. Like you bought a couple tickets trying to find someone to go with, and it's just not working. And it's like, and like 8 or 9 guys are like, oh, I'm in the same boat too, yeah, my girl just got her period, she can't make it. I'm like, it's a cuddle party, you're not having sex. Like, how come your period girlfriend can't come,
Introducing the ToplessTalk podcast, where we're diving deep into the world of sex and relationships. Join us as we explore the good, the bad, and the ugly, leaving no topic off limits. With your host, Ryan Nickel, we're on a mission to change 1 million lives through 1,000 episodes. In a world where vulnerability is power, we're not just talking about taking off layers. We're peeling back the layers of real experiences. Our guests, women who've walked through the fire, are bearing it all. Their struggles, triumphs, and everything in between. It's more than just stories. It's a roadmap for those who felt alone in their journeys. By sharing their transformation from the horrific to the heroic, these women become beacons of hope for others. Because in every tale of survival lies the potential for someone else's revival. So tune in, listen closely, and remember, ToplessTalk isn't just about shedding inhibitions. It's about finding connection in the rawness of human connection. Because when we share, we heal, we empower, and we transform. Welcome to a podcast where every story is a step towards 1 million changed lives.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of ToplessTalk. I am your host, Ryan Nickel, here with my special co-host today, Rich, and a beautiful guest today. We have Heather.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
So Heather, how do you want to be introduced?
Ooh.
Let us know who you are.
A magical, mystical fairy.
Okay, we have a magical, mystical fairy in the end.
What does this mystical fairy do?
I've had a thing with fairies like my whole life. There was this book I read as a kid, and actually like the storyline was very adult, even though it seemed to be placed in like this
In a Disney book?
sort of, yeah, but it just sort of like started this fairy thing, and I don't know. So a lot of my passwords have to do with fairies, so.
Oh, passwords, huh? All right.
So if anyone's going to try to hack her accounts,
Yeah.
think fairies.
So is Tinkerbell a fairy?
Is this a trick question?
No, I'm just asking your preference, like your thought on that one.
Oh, anybody can be a fairy.
Oh, okay.
If there's criteria, I probably don't pass, so I'm just going to let that.
Oh, fair enough. I'm just curious, like, what's someone like, what's a fairy, what's not a fairy? Yeah. So.
But you could also think of me as professionally, I'm a pleasure educator and coach. Personally, I'm a positive, awkward, quirky.
Well, that's why you invited her. You guys got a lot in common.
Yeah. Positive, what, quirky or what?
Well, I was thinking, therapists and lessons and positive and quirky. Yeah, I mean,
So actually, the reason why I got involved in the therapy that I'm doing is because of her.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had no idea that, so it was the Somatica Institute. I had no idea that Somatica even existed. We went on a date. We met on Tinder, Bumble? Bumble. It was on Bumble.
I think I'd been banned from Tinder by the time I met you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, you guys got a lot in common.
A lot in common, yeah.
Yeah, I think aren't you banned from half of these things?
I'm banned from Bumble. I cannot get back on Bumble. I keep creating new accounts for Tinder.
We just renamed the show to I've Been Banned On.
I've been banned, yeah. This week I'm banned on. So yeah, we went on a date, and it was on the date you told me about what we were doing, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. I think I want to do this too. And it was like the week before it started. And so I got my shit together and I joined. My life would not be the same with what I'm doing today if it wasn't for you. And that moment in time where we shared a beer and something else. And
where's the applause? Does it have applause buttons on it?
No, that's on like even on.
Oh, I have
to change all that shit. Yeah. What was that? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
22.
2.5.
Yeah.
So what is? I mean, I know a little bit about Somatica because you've talked about what is it?
Well, let's ask our pleasure educator over here.
Yeah, explain to those that've never heard of it. What is it?
Somatica is a training. It's an organization here in California. And they have a very body-based approach to coaching. There's something that they call the relationship lab. So the idea is that it's not this sort of talk therapy where it's all one way, just like the client sitting there going through all of their stuff and you're just quietly supporting them. It's supposed to be more engaging and more personal, so you really are developing skills. So whether that's communication, learning to touch, learning how to touch with escalation, so you're handling consent properly. And then, so I don't consider myself a Somatica coach because I've just veered from it, but I do consider myself somatic, and somatic is just it comes from the Greek word for body. So it's about moving from all of the stories in your head and actually noticing like what's happening in your body. The brain tends to focus a lot on the messages it's received and the fears and stuff. And some of that definitely happens in the body too, but I've found that when you move from the head into the body, people start to understand what they want a little more. Like you could bring up a core desire or a kink or something, and the brain can just say, oh, that's weird. No, right. I've always been told that good girls are supposed to behave like this and have this kind of sex and not be with this person. But if you are embodied and you're really feeling what's happening, somebody may say that and the tingles or the gets a little excited. It's like it sort of bypasses the messaging, hopefully, and can really let you tune into what you actually want, or at least what you want to explore, consider.
For sure.
So you kind of feel like going to this kind of opened the door for you to start thinking. Yeah, just thinking differently than probably what you've been raised as, or most people have been raised as. Would you say that? Like, if someone's listening to this podcast and they're like, I've been like curious about certain things, would you say that the Somatica is a way for people to kind of explore things that they don't know about, and then they kind of go on their own routes, or?
Well, they should hire Ryan and I for that.
Yeah, we'll explore it for them.
Don't take the training; it's cheaper. Right. That's probably.
No, I think Somatica really does is like it focuses more on the coaching. Like they want you to. It's the way that they sell it is this is a business for you. You're going to be building a business. If someone's just like looking to explore, I mean, you were doing something different. I was doing something different. I was already having sex with women, and I was like, oh my God, I'm healing them with my cock. And there's something going on here, and I don't understand why. And I met Heather, and I'm like, oh, maybe there actually is some legitimate things behind what's happening here.
Instead of all just being strictly illegitimate.
Yeah, I'm like illegitimate over here. So I'm like, maybe there's like some actual like healing that really could be happening here. And I don't want to be like this arrogant asshole that walks into the situation and like, oh, don't worry, my will save you. And then like if it goes bad, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, like I really hurt somebody in a bad way. Like I want some skills to back me up. Like, no, this is how you're supposed to do this. And so yeah, Heather like put me on that path, and then I think they like pulled the rug out from under me. Like I'm like halfway into the course in the first semester, and like, oh, by the way, this is a non-touch, non-kissing, I'm like, what the f*** is this?
And is that when you quit?
I wanted to. I was so pissed. I was like, I got blindsided. They bait and switched me here. But that for me, that was the reason why I got into it, because I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Your whole story is completely different though.
Yeah.
Which you probably should share.
Yeah, I mean, you were asking well, actually, I forget what you were asking, but as you were asking it, I was like, no, it's not that. Yeah, so for me, I got into coaching from a very different path. When I was 20, I was in a relationship, and it was like, my first like real big emotional relationship. And I was actually living down in Southern California with him. And when we broke up, it was like a huge shock to me. I did not see it coming at all.
20 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, I was 21.
21, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a baby.
Yeah. A baby, yeah. He was my only sexual partner at that point. And when we broke up, I just felt like, oh my gosh, like how can I ever give someone else power to decide whether I was going to be happy or not? And the world just seemed super scary. And so I shut down. I was like, I am not doing this again. I'm like full control over my life and what works and doesn't work. And so the next 19 years, I did not have sex. I did not date. I fully anticipated that I would never do either of those things again. I was ready to just...
You were a Catwoman, weren't you?
Live the...
Sounds like a version of Mormonism here.
I was a dog woman in the beginning,
okay, dog
actually.
woman, okay.
I've transitioned to a cat woman over time.
I was when she told me the story, I'm like, how the hell did you go from like this young, beautiful person to like hermit for 19 years?
And it really was hermit. It wasn't just like with romantic or sexual relationships. I tried my best to not make friends.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't want any emotional connection that could be taken away from me.
So 19 years later, you decided,
yeah,
I'm done being a hermit, or what was the...
Yeah, what flipped the switch?
So 19 years later, in the spring, one of my friends that I'd known most of my life, she died unexpectedly.
Oh.
Just a year older
COVID?
than me. No, they never found out. They were never able to.
During that time or no?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was maybe 2021 or...
Okay.
Yeah, it must have been 2021. Yeah, and she died. And then a few months after that, my Nana was diagnosed with dementia. And I kind of looked at my life and I was like, all this work and isolation that I've done to keep myself safe from bad things happening in my life hasn't worked. I'm losing people anyway. I'm like faced with this thing with my Nana of her being here physically, but really just
gone emotionally, mentally.
And I was miserable. I was just like completely miserable. And all of this work that I've done, and I'm sad. I've been through like major depressive episodes.
Hang on here. So COVID was not like a for you're like, yeah, the world finally understands me.
My God.
This is what we're going to do, social isolation for the rest of our lives.
It was so good. And I have OCD. And so I was like, see y'all, like, washing hands. This is my thing.
Oh, man.
I didn't get COVID until last year, so I...
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
like official, like you tested and like it came out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But again, so the whole like social isolation for you was not like a come to Jesus moment? It wasn't like, this is amazing?
It was great.
Yeah, okay. It was a party for you.
It was really good.
Yeah. You're like, we're door dashing everything. I don't have to see anybody. Get my groceries delivered to my front porch.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't even have to go into work. I got to work from home.
Yeah, exactly.
For a year, so.
So to Rich's point, like what? So he's like, what flipped the switch for you? And you're like, you started losing some relationships. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm really lonely. I might as well give this a try. I can risk it and get hurt, or I can do nothing and stay hurt.
In the middle of social isolation or social distancing.
Well, it was probably fall of 2021-ish.
Okay.
When I decided to get on dating apps. So we were a little removed. Vaccines were out. And people were sort of starting to venture out.
To come out from the rocks again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, I'm ready to go. So in the meantime, these 19 years, is it pure celibacy, or were you taking care of yourself pleasure-wise?
Occasionally.
Okay.
I have never and still do not really enjoy masturbation.
Yeah.
Because there's no connection. It's like, because for me,
Name
orgasms...
your toy.
I know, I should have named them, given them a little facial hair.
Little like googly eyes.
See, that's girls. Girls have more of they want the emotional connection. Guys are just like, as long as I get the feeling, I really don't care who it's from.
Right.
I mean, girls are like, no, I got to be connected.
Put a bag over her face, which is good.
I actually feel like, I don't know that that's fully...
True.
I mean, in general, yes, we probably are more wired to want to have connection. But for me, I actually don't fully enjoy orgasms. They are kind of uncomfortable for me. They're not pleasurable. So when I decide to masturbate, it's because I just feel like all of this like pressure basically.
Yeah,
like,
built up.
Yeah, I just need the release. And so I've never done this like, I'm gonna lay out and light candles and have some me time. Get the
Right, put on some soap operas and
it's never been like that.
Would you just rub it out?
Some quickie, like
With your hands, or would you use a toy?
That's a both.
Rub the shit out. Yeah. Do you use stimulation?
Sometimes hand, but
Do you use like pornists like to stimulate you at all, or are you just like in your mind? You're like reading your romance novel. You're like, and Fabio grabs her, and with his strong arms pulls her into his biceps, and she feels his pulsating pee against her. Like,
I do love a good bodice ripper book.
Okay.
But the problem is I typically listen to audiobooks, so I'm listening in the car, which is, not really like
You can be like, all right.
I mean, it depends on where you're driving.
I can't tell you how many guests I have had that have like literally masturbated while they're driving to the show to release whatever tensions they have.
Because they're coming from rural places where, they got 20 miles of 2-lane highway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're coming from the urban area.
Yeah.
Urban metropolis of Sacramento.
Yeah. Sometimes I would wait so long. Sometimes I could literally just, wherever I was sitting, kind of swivel my hips around.
Really?
In my chair, just like squeeze my, yeah.
Shit. So I'm trying to like picture this here. So your thighs, you're just like you can like, she's some muscles. I'm thinking like, this is like some skill to do that.
Because we're not girls and we don't understand how this works.
I know,
like,
I
how do you do that? Like, why would you
I know,
do
I'm
that?
talking to my wife, like, I used to hump my pillow or my teddy bear. I'm like, oh my God.
Those are so good. It's the best.
I'm like, you
A guy would never tell that story.
like, you humped your teddy bear? I'm like, what? So yeah,
I mean, everyone's got their thing.
I guess, yeah. So you
put it face down.
hang on. So when was the last time you orgasmed?
Oh.
On the way here.
I'm wondering if she
That's
has.
why I was late.
That's right, yeah.
That's why she missed her turn off. She's like, wait.
Well, no, I'm wondering.
Shit, I'm in Williams.
Oh shit! Oh my God! Oh God! Yeah, sorry, Ryan. I'm flushed. I gotta smoke a cigarette real quick. Hang on. Well, I wondered if you had this built-up tension, if you could just like move your hips real quick and make it happen right now.
I charge for that. Come on.
Oh yeah, we never had a live orgasm on the show. I don't think this is
Well, not that they admitted to. I mean,
YouTube appropriate. Yeah. So how much would you charge for that? All right, so back to this. So you're now realizing you have this superpower. You can just flex your hips and or come as you will. It's probably a song by Nirvana. Come as you are. So you're 2021. You're realizing life is short. I'm gonna get on these dating apps, and then what?
I was
How'd you
committed.
get-
I was
I'm thinking here, you got banned on Tinder, so something must have happened.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
And hear this story.
Yeah, I got on dating apps and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to fall in love and find the one. And that was my,
You find the one on Tinder?
I didn't start on Tinder.
That sounds like an eHarmony commercial.
Right? Yeah.
I think Match might have been my first one, which is an
that's a
older,
little more respectable.
Safe bet.
Yeah, so I got on there, and I don't remember how long I was on before I met my first person in person. And he was very much, we talked for a couple days, and he was like, I gotta be honest, I know it says relationship in my profile, but
Surprise!
not really. Like,
I just
shocking.
want to fuck with on here for.
And he's like, how do you feel about a more adult arrangement?
Did he actually use the term adult?
Yes.
Oh my god. Do you want to have a more of an adult relationship? Oh god. That like kills the vibe for me. Sorry.
Well, I must have been on for at least a few months because I was like, well, this isn't working, like finding a relationship, so maybe I'll consider it.
Yeah.
And so I think the first time I went over, I just gave him a blowjob. And
So this must have been prearranged.
What do you mean prearranged? Like they agreed to come, meet up, and she came over. I don't know.
He said like we're gonna have an adult relationship, so obviously it's like, hey, we're just gonna have contact.
Wow, what's that? What was your definition of adult relationship? Just friends with benefits type thing, or is there a definition? So no one knows.
well, I don't know. Remember,
Well, I'm just guessing.
I'm somebody who had one partner.
All right. So what did
in
you
my
think
life at that time.
when he said adult relationship? What did you think that meant?
He was not going to fall in love with me and buy me flowers, or I just knew it was going to be a very
Sure.
more transactional.
Yeah. So you went over there, got on your knees.
Yeah. I may have been under his desk actually because he was working.
Are you
from
kidding
home.
me? Oh my god!
That's the best.
So he's working. He's like, yeah, come on in. I'm on a Zoom call right now. We're still doing social distancing, but you can suck my dick for a second. Oh shit, that wasn't muted. Hang on.
Then we're gonna turn the video off now. Click.
That had like been a fantasy of mine for a long time, and it's
For real?
still like, yeah, for him, he was just like, I don't know, he probably wasn't even working, but the real fantasy is being under someone's desk while they're like on the phone or doing like a video chat or something.
And you've
where
never done this?
They can't react.
That's what my wife does when she wants to get me off the phone. Like I'm on a call and she'll be like, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds fine. Yep, that's good. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. It's like I'm trying to get off the phone as quickly as possible.
Hands are in your pants.
Yeah, I'm like, I got like 15 seconds ready.
Oh god. Well, we do have a computer back there. We do have, a desk, and make this fantasy come true.
Oh gosh.
It's actually kind of playful. I'm glad that's a good first experience to get you like motivated, like into like.
So you checked off a fantasy off the list.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I don't know that I even like
You didn't know at the time. Now you're like, it was.
So, how did this adult relationship come to a conclusion? How did it end?
I think I started seeing someone else.
A new adult.
And it just wasn't like, it wasn't this really great.
He saw. Okay, fair
No,
enough.
I mean, it was
Like-
just
Like you guys were just doing this until you found something better for each of you. Was that?
probably.
Yeah.
And
It was just a placeholder to each other.
I was
Yeah.
just at a point where I'm like, I don't know what I like.
And he's not reaching out to
so,
you since then or anything like that.
He did. Like every once in a while, he'd reach out. And,
He's like, I'm on my computer.
yeah.
I'm on a Zoom call. You want
He's like,
come
get ready to do
over?
a conference call.
Well,
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Alice Lamana, and I was given an amazing booby reading from Ryan last week, and it was the most amazing thing I've actually ever experienced.
I have to be honest, I thought at first it was just kind of this scam that was unique that this guy was running to be able to just see lots of boobs on the internet. But it turned out to be actually pretty intuitive and accurate.
He was able to pick up on things that I've known about myself, but that I haven't voiced out loud to anybody.
He explained things that I didn't share with him, and the connections make sense to me. It helped me learn a little bit more about how my body stores energy that I'm experiencing.
I was shocked. Couldn't believe some of the things that he had said.
I would highly recommend Ryan.
Oh my gosh, I highly recommend it.
Try it. See what happens. See what you find out about yourself.
I just had a boob reading with Ryan, and I want to highly recommend that you do also.
Now, back to our Topless Talk interview with Ryan Nickel.
So here's the thing, like, I went
You're
to
in his phone, his conference call, Heather.
I went to his place on my way to work that day.
Okay.
And so as I'm driving into work, I called my friend, and me, very naive, like, basically young person.
Yeah.
And I called my friend, and I was like, oh my gosh, do you know about blow? Like, how much fun they are. I'm like, are you aware? Do you do that? And I was just like super excited about this thing.
You're like, I want to give everyone a blow. Guess what? I work today, guys. It's blow Friday.
Yeah, and it was. I had really.
And you want next hamster like blow bang? Oh my god, that's a thing.
What?
And I found over the next few weeks, few months, whatever, as I was exploring, I would want to have these conversations with my friends.
Oh.
And nobody ever like shut me down, like, I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
But you could definitely get the sense that they're like, we don't talk about this stuff. Like, what's happening? For me, I just like
spewed it all out.
Wanted to be vocal about it. I wanted to be excited about it. I had questions about it.
Right. And
I realized then that, oh man, like, who do people talk about? Both when things are going well, when things aren't going well.
Mm-hmm.
And some random Google search. I don't know if I was looking for someone to talk to, or if I actually had the idea that maybe there's people out there and I could become one of those people. And that's how I stumbled across coaching.
Oh, interesting.
And Somatica.
Yeah.
And I actually chose Somatica because they were specific about saying that after the core training, you could start coaching.
Oh, yeah.
So it was the one that had the quickest path to actually coaching. And I was like, I'm ready to like do something new with my life.
Yeah.
So
how's it been going for you so far?
With coaching?
Yeah. Or what do you enjoy the most about it?
I love when somebody tells me they've never told anyone that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're like their secret like treasure like box of like secrets.
Yeah.
Just making it safe for them to, because most of the time you have these conversations and you either get shamed or can't talk about it or any of those things. So now you're given an environment where they can talk about,
Let's talk about them.
The one time I masturbated to my teacher, like I'm going to tell you.
What's one that I mean, obviously these are anonymous. They don't you're not divulging any like confidentialities or anything like that. But what's one that you're just like wow, this is a really awesome story?
I guess depends how you define awesome.
Or how about one you were shocked by?
I don't really get shocked.
You don't? Okay.
No. Let me rack the brain for a second. I think the one that made me, that was just sort of the biggest impact moment, was a client who, an older guy, had been in a sexual relationship for many years. And we worked together for a few sessions, and then he came in and he was like, I did a thing. And he had this great experience. And it was a very new kind of experience for him.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing somebody take that leap and take big risks, but just say like, I deserve to have this thing in my life.
So he's in this marriage. Did he go like?
No.
I'm like thinking like, what could he have done? Like, hey, guess what I just did, you know?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like a crazy experience.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do something crazy. It was just like, for him.
He's like, I touched my wife's arm for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, so it's the ones like that I remember. And I'm not saying that to like, I don't take credit for it. Mm-hmm. It's just really inspiring to me.
Yeah.
When people, whether it's like trying a new kind of sex or a kink or just starting a new relationship, whatever it is, because I remember how big that was for me to take that risk and that leap.
Yeah.
And so when someone else does it, it's like, hell yeah.
Do you find when you have clients it's difficult to get them to talk, or are they feel comfortable with you, or like how do you get people to talk about it? Because it's something, like you mentioned earlier, it's not widely talked about.
Yeah. One of the tools that I use, and one of the things that makes me so glad that I'm not a sex therapist, is I like to tell stories about myself. And a therapist will never do that, right?
Right.
But for me, it's like I'm asking you to lay bare these very, very personal things about yourself and your relationship, your sexuality. How do you like to touch yourself?
Yeah.
Right? And that's hard for people to do. And so I will talk about myself, because if I'm expecting you to come in and be totally vulnerable with me, then I'm going to share some of that vulnerability back with you.
Makes sense.
And I think that really helps people when I'm willing to tell them something that I've done.
They're like, wow, you're sharing, I'll share too, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have like a go-to list of like vulnerable shares that you have, or do you have like, it just depends on what they're sharing? Like, oh, you like, maybe you'll share something you've never shared before because they spark something inside you.
Yeah, I like to tie it into their experience somehow, as opposed to just like, let me tell you about me. Right?
Like it's one time at band camp.
Yeah, you're like, I like this. So you met this guy, and he was you fell in love with blowjobs, and then you.
I mean, just to be clear, I'd done them before, but it was like 19 years ago. I didn't remember.
Well, you were reintroduced to them. You're just like, these are amazing, and then that relationship kind of just ran its cycle. Then what happened? You found somatica, because no one was like, you're talking about like all these things at work, and people are like, whoa, hey, there's another outlet for this somewhere else, I'm sure. And you like searched it, and then I'm trying to figure out like where you're at in your sexual evolution, what's happening. How'd you get banned on Tinder?
Well, I went through a phase of, after that guy, there was a string of encounters, not all sex, but sexual. Mm-hmm. And I was still like trying to discover myself, what I wanted. I was really seeking connection. Like when you go 19 years, it's just, you have this deficit of skin contact and emotional and physical connection. And I still feel some of that. Like, I feel like extra needy probably.
Yeah.
Because of that.
It's a good observation to be in tune with your body in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever forget what it felt like enough to just be content in the moment with what's around me. But yeah, so after a year and a half, 2 years maybe of trying some crazy stuff, learning a bit about myself, trying open relationships, and I just sort of also ran the course on that.
Yeah.
And got back to I want a relationship. Like, I've done this, I've had, some fun, some trauma, a good mixture there. And I got back to what I was looking for in the beginning, which really was a deep connection with somebody.
Are you in a relationship now?
Relationship is such a scary word.
Are you in a deep connection with someone now?
I am in a deep connection with someone.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We've known each other about 2 years, but we haven't consistently been.
Are they local? Is it long distance? Is it a Zoom date?
Local.
Yeah.
Yeah, local.
Local? That's beautiful. And that satisfies your need for the deficit of feeling connected and close. Do you have like a frequency of like how often you see this person? Like you're like, I need to see this person X amount of times a week or a month in order to feel that my cup is full? Or is it like, no matter how much time you see this person, you're always going to crave more physical contact?
Oh my gosh. I will always crave more. Both from like, well.
So is it just from him, or is it just like he's your person you have a connection with, but then you guys have other physical connections?
He better not.
That's why I'm asking. I don't know if this was a monogamy thing, monogamish, or like.
Yeah, it's it's monogamous.
Okay.
And I fought against that for a while, for quite a chunk of the time that we've been together. Oh my gosh, dear God, he's probably going to listen to this too.
Lucky guy.
I really spent like the first chunk of our time together trying to find someone to help me get over him.
Oh.
Yeah.
While you're with him.
And
so he was the rebound guy.
No, he was the one that I couldn't stop thinking about. Like our brains work different, our capacity for seeing each other there's a mismatch there. He's got a lot going on in his life. And so that's a challenge because I am very like
needy.
I want. But honestly, the good thing about it is I've actually, because I have had to be filled with doubts at time and make the choice to stay because I believed in it so much. It's really helped me move from anxious attachment into secure attachment.
That's beautiful.
At least with him.
Yeah.
So it's had a good benefit, but I'd be much happier if we both quit our jobs and just like stayed in bed all day.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever be satisfied sexually. Like,
Does he satisfy you?
Yes.
Okay, well that's important.
Yeah.
As long as the camera's rolling, we're good.
Good answer.
Yes.
No, I asked him. I said, I'm going to go on this podcast. Is it okay if I talk about us? I promise I only have good things to say.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I really do, honestly.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. So
is he interested when you have, clients and you talk about, experiences or, just things that they've shared and, is it become like a topic of interest that you get to share with them? Without naming names, obviously, of clients and protecting their stuff, but...
Yeah, I do tell him some things, mostly just when, like, I have my clients fill out cards, so like bingo, but for activities, and I tape them up on my office door, and so if he comes by my office, then we'll like look at those, or I'll just tell him about something. It's kind of like something that either I've discovered that I want to try, or just like, hey, I heard about this cool thing. Like, it's not for me, but can you believe it? So, we talk about it a bit.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you ever do like, not therapy with him, but like exercises with him?
I try not to coach him.
No, not necessarily coach. For example, like, so when I was into like a phase, I'm like, I went and bought a bunch of shit, I'm like, so I'm at home with my wife, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna flog you, I'm gonna do all this stuff. So like, if you like discover something and you're like, hey, come here, you're my guinea pig, and he's like, yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, he's all for it. Yeah.
And I actually
like, hey, I found a cock cage for you, here you go.
I sent him a picture of one day because he does metal work. And I was joking around, like, you want to make one of these? And he's like, I don't even know what that is. So I sent him a picture. He's like, no.
Oh, God, yeah.
You want to be sharp edges if you're making it. Maybe you do.
Yes. It's like, no way, I don't want that anywhere near me.
But have you ever had, like, for example, like you get a client comes in and they have an idea about something you never think about? Do you ever, like, go home or you share with your significant other, like, hey, you ever thought about trying this? Have you ever got, like, any interesting stories you're like, oh, I would try that again, or I'd be curious, not try it again. I'd be curious to take what they told me and try that for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I even though I had my little period of lots of exploration, there's still plenty of stuff that is brand new to me, and I'm certainly up for it. I will say, like, I've discovered that one of my in life and also sexually is shocking people. So I like having a partner who is less experienced than me, not in terms of like having like fewer partners or less or anything like that. But I love when I can show up with like, hey, have you ever heard of this thing? And they're like, no, but let's definitely do that.
So when you said that the cage, he didn't know what it was, did it turn you on?
No.
Oh.
Not my thing.
Because, well, no, not that it turned you on, but the fact that he didn't know it, that you were showing him something new. You shocked him.
Yeah, I like that.
When she said shocked originally, I was thinking like electricity play.
Oh, right, yeah,
So she clarified. I was waiting about 10 seconds later. I was like, oh, that kind of shocking. You know, I mean, you never know. But words can have multiple meanings.
This is true. Do you identify more sexual than sexual, or how do you fall in that spectrum at all?
Oh, yeah.
For the audience, sapio meaning more like intellect, and then demi more like emotional connections and stuff like that.
Yeah, more sexual, but when someone tells me about something that I don't know about, like that's really hot to me.
I gotcha.
Yeah, like, send me a blueprint of something you're working on. I'm like, I don't know what any of that means. That's so hot.
So Stephen Hawking, you're like, oh my God, Stephen Hawking is the hottest guy ever. Let me tell you about.
So someone introduced you to a new that you never knew was a thing, and then
no, it doesn't. She's talking about like anything. Like you can be talking about your Ford Mustang. You're rebuilding
anything. Just be like, didn't know about that.
Yeah. Being taught
like
about
how marmalade
something.
was made. You're like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I don't need to.
Did you know who invented the pen?
No.
Just kidding. She's like, oh God, tell me right now.
See, now she's excited. Look what you did.
I know. Look at that. They're popping out of her shirt. She's like, oh God, yes.
Turn the air down.
I know, right? Yes. So, what's on your bucket list?
My bucket list or a real bucket list?
Well, both actually. Let's go for it. Yeah. This is all life and
shock the audience.
Yeah, shock us.
Yeah, since you're in the shocking.
Yes.
Shock them.
You know what? It is interesting because for a while, it was really important to me to be wild. I thought I wanted multiple partners. I wanted to like go to this club every weekend. And after meeting my current partner, I was like, there's still a lot of things that I want to do, but I legitimately care less about them. Like if I had the opportunity to do them with like specific things with somebody else, like it just doesn't have as much importance to me.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, like, sometimes people come and they're like, oh, but I'm very, I'm not into all of this crazy stuff. I'm like, I don't care about that. I want you to be your most authentic self. And that can mean crazy sex with 100 partners, or it can mean vanilla monogamous sex with one person. So I support monogamous sex for me. And we're certainly not vanilla, but like honestly, there's like this huge range of stuff that I have, like wax play. I've never done that before. I
have some candles.
It's on our joint bucket list, on our list, so I will save that for him. But I would like to have sex in front of people. That's on the list.
Have you been to a club before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, or a house party, a sex party?
I went to a club a few times.
Yeah.
I love watching. I'm a huge voyeur. I did give a blowjob in front of people, and that
there you go.
Yeah, so that was...
Any recommendations on clubs, or are you mostly just like house parties, or anything you want?
Oh, I went to like the sketchy converted house one.
Polyurban?
Yeah.
So when you walk into polyurban, your floor, your shoes stick to the floor.
That's traction, so you don't slip and fall.
I guess so, yeah.
You're eliminating their slip and fall liability.
So I met a couple there, and the dude was just like he was like afraid to touch anything. And the lady's like, well, this is our first time. And I was like, well, let's go to the room. And then the guy's like, we're not doing that. So I was like, well, let's go to a hotel. And by the time we walked out, he's like, actually, we're going to call it a night. So yeah. I was like, is it me or is it this place? I don't know what happened. I want to say it was the place, not me, but who knows?
Well, I mean, I had nothing to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, sex clubs probably are just sticky.
Seedy joints. Yeah,
They don't have to be.
No, there are some really legitimate like.
Seems
house
like in
parties.
this area, there's not a lot that are not gross.
Yeah, like they don't change the sheets, the towel. Like here's a towel, just lay on the towel. You know, like sorry, that's like gross.
Yeah.
It's not hygienic.
You told me about Power Exchange.
Yes.
And they have.
Speaking of sticky places.
Yeah, I've actually never been to Power Exchange.
No.
Ever. Or Twist. I've been to many house parties, but Power Exchange is not one of them.
I've been to both.
Rich Chair's been
Power Exchange. Power Exchange is. Have you been either?
No.
So Power Exchange, it depends on when you go. So it's in San Francisco, of course, in a terrible part of town, and sometimes they have like couples nights, and it's like a 3-level place. So they'll have like couples upstairs. And then sometimes it's just like it's open to everybody. And the problem when it's open to everybody is the place gets a lot of guys. So if that's something you're into, you're probably going to be great. But if you're just like kind of a couple starting out and you go to Power Exchange, you may get overwhelmed by the number of single guys and the number of single guys that don't understand what the word no means. Mm-hmm. Twist is more, it's usually just couples, and then they actually one of the few places that really vets their single guys. And the way that it works there, it's a BYOB, and then you basically check your alcohol in, and they have a bartender that will pour your alcohol back to you. And then they have there's like a social.
You have to tip the bartender who poured your own alcohol.
You don't have to. You can, but just like everything else, no one puts their hand away for a
topless?
tip. No. So the place is kind of it's run by like Russian, Ukrainian kind of feeling outfits.
Mobsters, yeah.
Because they're all speaking foreign languages to each other. And so you walk, it's got like a social thing up front, and there's some dancing, and then you walk down this hallway of lockers, and at the end of the hallway is the playroom, and you either have to be or you can have a towel around you, and it's just imagine like a big room. It's probably 1,500 square feet or so, and it's got mats all over the floor, like gym mats, and then bench seating all the way around. And people are just, having sex, and, people will invite you or don't invite you. But they do a pretty good job of vetting people. So you don't get anyone in there that's really creepy, or if they're inappropriate, they're going to toss them. But it's a very DTF kind of place. So kind of depending on what your intentions are. You can watch in the back, if you just want to watch, but yeah, it's an experience. I mean, if you haven't gone, I'd say, go try it out.
We've wanted to. Every time I've gone to the city, we've done a rave, and they're like, hey, let's go there. But my partner's not in the lifestyle. And so she's just like, I'll sex with you in front of people. But then she started, every time she wanted to be a voyeur at a party, all the dudes would be like right there, like, oh God, yes, keep it going. And she just didn't like her face, And so, and just like, they're just mad in there. And so every time we've gone to the city, we've never gone because of that reason.
And it's hard because, a lot of times like couples starting off or people starting off, they really don't know where to go. And, their first experience can really shape what they think it's like. So my wife and I, our first experience was guys being very inappropriate. So we thought, are just all parties like this? Was just what people do. And then so it's difficult, especially if you're new, trying to, and you're trying to venture out, into something a little bit non-vanilla. It's hard to know, where do you go? And you mentioned, a place in Sacramento, the converted house. But I have heard of a lot of couples going there as their first time.
Well, because they have newbie night.
So they go and they're like, this is it? And then if you ever watch any of the, documentary shows on stream or anything like that, you see other places in other states and other countries, and it's a totally different, it's a high-end, clean experience, where around here, I don't know what it is. I know it's a jam around here. People like everything dirty, but...
Well, if you think about the same thing, if you think about okay, hey, there's a stripper, there's like a titty bar in Marysville, and you're like, oh yeah, what is that like? And you just think it's the worst of the worst.
Right.
Because there's nothing out here, and so it's just the one thing. And so Sacramento's kind of Sacramento is a bigger town, bigger city. You would think that they would have a little bit more upscale stuff, and maybe they do, and it's more exclusive. We don't know about it, but the ones that advertise are just pretty.
There are 2 newer ones that, but they're membership based, so you have to pay a fee.
Most places you're paying to get in anyway.
Well, yeah, getting in.
Sometimes a membership is just a vetting tool.
Yeah, which ones are they?
I think the Sweet Life, and then there's a new one.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, there's a new one that's
Velvet Knot.
no, I can't remember what it is. It's a place that has like club elements that you can go to, but they also rent it out for like private events.
Do you know where this one's located,
I
roughly?
think it's in Citrus Heights, Rancho.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of my clients told me about it.
Interesting, yeah. Is your partner currently right now, Mr. Monogamous? Is he in the lifestyle and going is he open to you going to a sex club and having sex with you in front of people? If that's one of your desires?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit. I don't think he's told me no on anything that I really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Some things like I come, as a joke a little bit. I'd probably do them if he was on board.
Joke slash testing the water.
I was just trying to shock you.
Be like, it'd be funny if we went to a club and had sex in front of other people. Oh, I would totally do that. Oh, you would?
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
Let's go.
Here's my tickets. I've already bought them.
Look, it's 7 o'clock. If we leave now, we'll get there on time.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been pretty great about, I think he's very open. Yeah, and so he's definitely a safe place for me to say, hey, I want to try this. And
yeah.
I think even if he said no to something, I wouldn't take it as a rejection of me in a way that I probably would with other people.
Yeah. And see, my partner is like that as well. So we're new. We'll go to places because I want to go there. And then we'll go to parties because I want to go there. Because, I love booze. I love seeing people. And I don't usually play when we do go, but I find myself going less and less because of her discomfort. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of guys will hit on her and she has no problem saying no, but she's not there for that. And so I find myself I'm starting to taper that side of my...
You feel her energy and you want her to have a great time. And you want to have a great time because, when your partner's having a great time, you have a great time.
Yeah. So do you ever feel that you... I don't want to use the word diminish because I don't feel like I'm diminishing my life, but do you ever feel like you're not being as open or as full as you want to because you're trying to protect your partner? From the full gamut of who you are and all the things you want to experience.
There may come a time.
Yeah.
I don't right now because I still feel like everything is still on the table.
Gotcha.
But there is some stuff that I'm like, oh, I really want to do this. And, in a monogamous relationship, this thing might not happen. Mm-hmm. But it's better than the alternative of not being with that person. So, it's compromises. There's things you probably would want to do that I'd be like, nope.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Well, and I should probably clarify, I've gone to her several times. We've been open and closed, and I'd be like, hey, this is actually something I really want to do. And she's never told me no, unless it was something that I had crossed a boundary or a line with somebody before, and there's some energy that's lingering. She's like, I don't care that you do this, but not with that person.
Yeah.
Because there's been a history there. But she's just like, if it's something you truly want to do and it's who you are, do it. Go and do it. So she didn't say no. I just look at myself and I'm like, what do I want that's going to make our relationship feel like she's secure and we're happy and we're moving forward in a positive way? And if something happens organically, like, hey babe, got this idea coming up here. and for the most part, she's been super good. Yeah, go do it. Have fun. As uncomfortable that might have been for her.
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment, I think something that I was playing with a rope guy for a while.
Oh, nice.
And he moved away, and so I haven't done that in a bit, and I definitely miss that. And that's one of those things that I feel like, if I'd be happy to do the slow process of learning rope with my partner.
Oh yeah,
with him.
They have a website for that.
But yeah, and they actually have been having some classes lately.
In Elk Grove, they do, yeah.
Oh, in Elk Grove.
Well, there was a guy that was there. So we were at the convention on Saturday as well. So we were at a convention together. I think you may have left before the rope guy showed up. Damn. Yeah.
But there's places you can
But he's
go
on Fat Life,
where you
look him
can
up.
go. There's a place in Vacaville I'm aware of that they'll do like classes, and you can like bring your partner, and they can be about what you guys want to do together, not necessarily you have to do it with others. But it could be like a lot of show and tell, or
we thought about doing that here at one point, and the idea kind of fizzled out because it's just the drive and getting people here. But if we did, would you come?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
you find a rigger.
I know 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to me that it's like, it's a very sensual process. I mean, I think some people can do it in a way that it's just like this straightforward thing. But I want to be able to get aroused by the experience.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things, like, I don't know that I would do it with somebody else.
So
it's hard because there's a lot of trust when you're doing that kind of play with someone.
Yeah, so if we had a guy, for example, I'm just throwing this out there. If we had a person, he's with a model demonstrating what he's doing, teaching the class, like, okay, we're gonna hold the rope here, you hold it like this, you come here, and then you're in the audience with your partner and you're mimicking what he's doing, and then like he'll tie it or whatever, and then he'll walk around, make sure you're doing it right. Is that something that you would definitely do? Or is that kind of like, that's less of what I'm looking for?
No, that would be amazing. Yeah.
To have your partner do it on you.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
What would you pay for something like that?
I'm also like watching people too, so there's like a little.
Yeah. Would you want them to be naked or would you want them to be clothed? Would you want to be naked or would you want to be clothed?
It's totally different, but 2 different methods.
Oh, it totally is too.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to vet this out. Like, how much can I charge and what is there an audience for it?
Starting to business ventures with it.
I know.
I think it really depends.
We had the after hours. We had the class and then we had the after hours.
I will say I've never done ropes completely naked, and so my brain is like processing like where ropes go, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to be naked. It's just from like, is that physically comfortable to have rope?
Oh, totally, yeah. So if you came to a house party, you would see this. Like, rope plays all the time at house parties, and people, and it's just like a glorified bra. It goes, down the center, underneath, and so your bras are there. Sometimes they'll wrap you really tight and squeeze them, but like it just depends on like what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Well, some will just have pants on. Some, it just all depends on.
Yeah, it does. Well, so at this one house party we went to, this guy, he had his rope bunny there. He tied her up, and she was completely nude. And then he got a permanent marker, and it just said free use. And so she was free use, and she ended up losing her voice, not from screaming no, but from screaming in pleasure and delight. And she lost track of all of her different organs and everything else. But yeah, and he had her tied up into like a position where she's again, free use for a good 90 minutes. And when I asked her afterwards, she was like, "It was the most fantastic thing I've ever done in my life." Wow. So she loved it. That was she wanted to be used, and she wanted to be used in a way where she had no mobility.
Yeah. Yeah, I think an ideal situation would be, if I was designing my experience in a class like that, it would be a low-lit room with like candles, soft lighting kind of thing.
Really
everyone's
set
in
the
lingerie.
Mood. Oh, yeah.
I would totally come in lingerie.
Yeah. Would you give him roadhead as he's driving to this place?
Would I give him roadhead?
Because you're so turned on?
I also, it's funny because like the one part of me that's like really a 1950s housewife is having men drive. Like, okay. I just love when the man drives. And so, yeah, that's totally on the table.
Totally on the table, yeah.
And I'd like it to be like, not necessarily intended as a play party, but like, hey, if you guys like start making out and touching or whatever, like it's a safe space for it to go somewhere.
But the door is open.
Yeah, they're with their partners. So like if you're like,
right.
If he's like touching you and he's turning you on, you're like, yeah, but you're gonna continue to go with the class because you don't want to get left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So low lit, candles, mood. What else? Lingerie, music in the background, or no? A little bit of wine beforehand.
As long as what is this wine?
Wine, we're holding wine.
Where are you finding wine at?
In a box? I mean, come on, you hold it like glass.
So you'd want an environment where it could lead to more.
Yeah.
Like it's an exploratory environment where...
Because especially I think learning rope, it can be I'm assuming, a very like technical process, and I wouldn't want to get caught up in the like,
Oh,
okay,
they're
like
super-
how is this not working? I want it to be like,
they're
even
super
if you're
basic
fucking it up,
ties.
like,
Yeah.
I just want it. I want the vibe of like.
You do other ones too, necessarily with rope. You do like with like Velcro straps. Like a lot of people don't have like the patience for rope.
Yeah.
And there's like other methods of kind of accomplishing the same thing.
I think she likes the emotional buildup that happens with the just slow thing. But you could do a harness. A harness is super simple to do, and any rigger can teach how to do a harness that makes you look sexy and attractive with maybe one or two different overlay loops, and it's done. It can be done like in half hour of teaching it. But to your point, like the Velcro is like, hey, we're gonna get busy. We're gonna tie your ass up and we're gonna go.
I like the cinch though.
Yeah. You can do that Velcro too. Ask me how I know.
Read a lot of books.
I watched 50 Shades of Grey 50 times. What would you pay for something like that?
Ooh, I'm probably terrible to ask. I'm pretty cheap. I have like the financial mindset of a
what would be too much
Depression
then?
era grandpa. But
Okay, so what would be too much for this penny pincher?
For that kind of thing, I think if it's exactly like I just described it,
Exactly.
I would be like more likely to pay more. But like the resting comfort in me is like $100 a couple.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Especially if there's free beer.
Free beer.
Well, part of it too, it's an opportunity for people to socialize
It is,
with others.
yeah,
I mean, even
exactly.
if you don't have it doesn't have to be a sexual connection with
No,
other
not at
people, but it
all.
might be like, oh, I went to this place and I learned
Right.
this class. Have you ever been to this? And like becomes an opportunity for people to meet, because there's not a lot of places where this is, safe or comfortable to talk about.
Exactly.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
There's been a lot of trauma in my marriage, in my experience, and in my husband's passing. I was seeking healing in whatever capacity I was able to encounter it. I came across Ryan, and we decided to go forward and planned for a session. Then we met at for Ed's office for a counseling for a session, which began with counseling. And the counseling component itself was pretty impressive. It was very thorough with seeing me, and really I felt very seen in my whole experience. So he could see what direction I was ready to move in and from what perspective I was coming from. It felt like a very unexpected healing experience that came to me, and it was an opportunity for me to exercise my adult consent in a safe place. I feel grounded in my healing journey, and I look forward to continuing that journey of healing and growth. I have a lot of gratitude for Ryan and the work that he's done for me.
Now, back to our Topless Talk interview with Ryan Nickel.
Well, I remember there's a adult bookstore, whatever, adult shop in town, and they're like, hey, if you ever decide to do classes, we will mass email our database to support it. In also that you would send them back to us for the supplies.
Yeah.
Lingerie, ropes, whatever. I'm like, that's a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would definitely do that. I just never pulled the trigger.
Yeah. I think another need out there though.
And she did say rope. She's like, rope is like the hottest play everyone wants. She's like, if you have a rope person, I can fill the room for you. And I just never pulled the trigger on it. Yeah.
So now are you motivated now?
That might be.
Pull it.
You have an event center.
Yeah, we have money here. I mean, it's just sitting on the table.
I mean,
Yeah.
Time's a ticking. All right, he's motivated now.
All right, we'll do this. Yeah.
Nice.
Put on the bucket
I'll
list.
co-plan with you.
Well, I like your ideas as far as the mood setting and stuff like that. It's like actually like really.
See, we got accountability partners here to make sure shit gets done.
I think another thing though, that there's a big need. You were talking about like how there can be a bunch of single guys, and I think it's really unfortunate because while there are certainly those, the people that make you uncomfortable, I think there's a lot of really sweet guys who legitimately just want to continue to have experiences even though they're single. I know guys that want to learn rope, but they don't have a partner. And a lot of classes, you can't just like show up as a single guy.
So
and,
I'm seeing this
it's not
right
women
now.
Waiting for
yeah,
you.
I'm in a Telegram group, and there's this event this weekend over in the Bay Area, and it's a couples only event, and it's tantric or touch type of thing that they're doing, and it's just a bunch of pillows, people cuddling and everything else, and then there's like a play afterwards and stuff like that. But anyway, a lot of guys last minute, oh, my partner's sick and I'm this and that, and so all these people are like, oh, is there a woman out here? Your ticket's for free, it's on me. And so I'm seeing this and I'm like, there's no way your partner's sick, buddy. Like you bought a couple ticket trying to find someone to go with, and it's just not working. And it's like, and like 8 or 9 guys are like, oh, I'm in the same boat too. Yeah, my girl just got her period, she can't make it. I'm like, it's a cuddle party. You're not having sex. Like how come your period girlfriend can't come? But are these guys also like clients of yours?
Yes.
And you're like, so you're feeling into, because you recognize that's the need.
Yeah. And I one of the reasons that I actually backed away from the Somatica method in my coaching was because it if you really are following what they're doing, you're basically presenting yourself day one as somebody who will touch you and let them touch you. And, it's like, and certainly they never say work outside of what your personal boundaries are, and you can create your own timetable when you feel comfortable with it and all of that. So I don't want to give the impression that they're go touch somebody. But for me, using that language, or even having someone look at the Somatica website, I felt like there were these expectations on me of when someone signed up to be a client of what they would get at some point. And it made me very
Can I ask what would they be getting?
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't know much about this other than hearing you guys share. What would they?
Well, for example,
what do you expect it to do?
There's an exercise where you teach someone how to basically throw you against the wall in this passionate thing. And for me, I had a bad experience.
No, I could see why that's a problem without even
sharing. It can be, even though it's not that I didn't feel safe with the person, it was just probably a bit of a trigger of, because when I was doing the whole kind of hoe phase thing, I was always saying yes to these things, but there was also a part of me that was I guess sort of knew this isn't how I want it to be. So it was always not always, but a lot of it was this kind of yucky, I knew I was being used, but I was okay with it. I agreed to it. And so I think that sort of comes up for me with some of the Somatica exercises, is that I am not enjoying this experience as, this isn't to me, I don't want you to throw me against the wall, but this is you.
Right, it's like having a class on drinking cherry Coke and you hate cherry Coke.
Yeah.
And they're telling you you're going to like this cherry Coke because that's part of our program.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Topless Talk. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more information or to connect with Ryan, check him out on Instagram @ToplessTalk. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.